Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Is everything good? Looking good, sounding good? Holla at your boy. For those who are in the building, appreciate you showing up. You know what I'm talking about? It's much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Try a little something real quick. Try a little something. So, let's drop that a little bit. Let's go ahead. We're gonna try that. Gonna try that. See what that. Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all hear me though? Can y'all see me though? Let me go ahead and bring some of these chats up. See what the people's talking about. Oh, got a like already. Who up in here? Who up in here? Let me. But anyway, salutations everybody. What's going on? Y'all see the title though. It's gonna be a pretty short stream, but I felt compelled to talk about, like the future, where fighting games are headed, man. I'm excited about them. You know what I'm saying? First of all, shout out to my brother Sin. You know what I'm saying? We literally just got off the phone maybe like 3 or 4 minutes ago. But shout out to my dog, man. Got a whole lot of things in the works, man. Shout out to you for that drop, man. I appreciate what you did, man. But yeah, I got some thoughts about, like the future of fighting games and where things could be headed. You know what I'm saying? Now that a whole lot of these major fighting game franchises, right? You know what? You know what? Man, facts. That, Jay. What up, though? What up, though, to you? Salute. Gotta get in the show mode real quick. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. But, yeah, man, we don't start this off. Before I even get into my thoughts on, fighting games and the direction of them, which I'm very excited for, mind you. This is going to end up being, an edited video at some point. But I just felt like, spitballing live with the family. Now I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But before we get into all that, I'm going to give people a chance to, get in the building too. Jay, what up, though? Train, what's happening? We lost one of our own today. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the OG, triple OG, triple. Optimus Code, man. You know what I'm saying? He was always popping off, you know what I'm saying? Pegasus Nation, man. He was a self-proclaimed Sony pony out here, man. Rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to his loved ones, his family, his friends. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know him very well, but I was introduced to him, through Hard 8. Shout out to Hard 8. You know what I'm saying? AGS podcast. Check them out on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Sunday afternoons. The homie introduced me to him, had me on the show one time, man. It was a pleasure interacting with him. In the short period that we had known each other. Not too long after that, he had fallen ill, was fighting this battle. But always seemed like a really cool dude, extremely knowledgeable. I'd always respected, even if it was from a distance, I respected, how knowledgeable the dude was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell the dude was a nerd. He was a nerd. He wasn't one of these people that was just out here just talking crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very, very knowledgeable about what he spoke about, man. I always respected that about him. You know what I mean? But rest in peace. Hug your peoples. Tell your people that you love them, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody too tough, too cool to tell your people that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Rest in peace. Rest in power. Rest in power. Yeah, man. Tell your people that you love them. You just never know. You just never know, man. Mortality is something that, you know, is difficult to grasp at times. It's always an elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? We just never know when that elephant gonna step on our foot. You know what I mean? But tell your people that you love them while you're here and while they're here. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate 8 for introducing me to him. You know what I'm saying? Tell your people. Talk to your people. Ain't nobody too cool, too tough for none of that, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the OG. But yeah, man. How are y'all? I may need to take a break to go refill my water bottle. I done had this damn Gatorade, but I'm gonna need to get some water in my system too. Well, I take that back. I love everybody but Train. You know what I'm saying? Everybody but Train. Hey, Wild, be prepared. Hey, Wild, get muted, son. Get muted. I'm sorry, Train. What did you say? What did you say, Train? What did you say? Don't understand it. All right? Give me my music, too. Run that shit back. Put it on loop. Fuck's wrong? What's going on? Yeah, man. Everybody but Train, though. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Quantum, what up, though? Sin, what's happening, man? You know what I'm saying? Jay, what's happening? Shout out to everybody that's in the building right now, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Appreciate people that watch this on the back end. It's a lot easier to watch things on the back end and go back in the archives on YouTube. So, absolutely, be sure to check out the archives if you ain't in the habit of doing so. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, we about to kick it. But before we kick it, I know I've been talking for about 10 minutes, but how's the mic sound? You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing some tweaks with the audio over the last couple days. So holla at me. Let me know how everything is good. Let me know how good everything is. Is it good? Is it great? Could it be greater? Or am I the GOAT? Let me know. Let me know what's happening with it. That mic sounds great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Appreciate you as always, Quantum. You know what I'm saying? On point. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. All right, then. All right, then. We moving then. We moving. All right, just make sure that the balance between the music and me is on. Is all right. All right, cool. All right, we good. Say you're a go. All right, bet it up. I'm really excited. I'm start off there. I'm really excited. And I'm not just really excited because I got off playing Street Fighter 6 over the weekend. Got mad matches that I'm going to be uploading. You know what I'm saying? I've been editing behind the scenes, getting those together. Got a lot of sets with a lot of people. But aside from that, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what awaits us as fighting game fans, as fighting game consumers, as fighting game enthusiasts, as fighting game community members. I'm excited about it for a variety of reasons. From a development standpoint, for one. Because as of late, and I emphasize the late part. I've been getting involved in playing Guilty Gear. Shout out to Bats, you know what I'm saying? Ran like 30 matches with me yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Helped me get my weight up a little bit. Shout out to Upchuck and the POB boys over there at the Plus on Block podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Magnificent Black. Him and All Day from the Scumcast gonna be getting ready to do they thing over there. All Fighting Game Familia. I appreciate all of y'all. All of them collectively beat my ass for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting better. I'm figuring things out as we go along. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, I've been playing Guilty Gear lately. And one thing I'm understanding is that people just don't want to fight in their fighting games anymore. Now, I know that sounds weird. I'll explain. People just don't want to fight. It has to be a full-fledged, fleshed-out video game that appeals to a variety of consumers. Not all consumers just want to play a fighting game online. I know. Imagine that. Some people actually want a story. Some people want to collect collectibles. Some people want to play party games that don't really have as much to do with fighting. Some people want to play retro games. Some people want to compose pictures of that comprise of the characters that are in said fighting game. These are all different modes that are either involved in Street Fighter V, Street Fighter VI, or Guilty Gear Strive. Mortal Kombat understood this very well with their fully fleshed out, fully acted story modes. Tekken's always understood this with their Tekken Force, their Tekken Bowling. They're finally starting to understand. They're starting to fully understand that there is an audience out here that is bigger than just people who want to fight online and eventually get their ass beat by the people who know what they're doing 1 month into playing the game. Because the game stops being fun for a lot of people after about a month. For a lot of people. You say, I literally just want to fight people and everything else just a plus. How long did that last? Sin? How long do you usually play these fighting games for? How many sessions do you maybe get out of them? Because for casual people, a month. That's give or take the lifespan or the peak of fighting games in the traditional consumer market. They last about a month, unless they're given something that provides a certain level of replay value that doesn't involve getting beat up by the people that are trained to be competitors, training, whatever it is, to be competitors. It lasts a month. Unfortunately, we need if we're going to count on fighting games sustaining, and I've said this for a very long time, that we cannot sustain by only appealing to the base that is already there. You must put modes in games that appeal to a wider audience. And eventually, if you keep the people there engaged in your game long enough, they may get better. They may stay engaged, and they may want to stay around and play the game. And if they do that, they won't get their ass beat as much. Secondly, developers are putting tools in games to allow you to get better. They facilitate learning. They facilitate growth. They facilitate understanding of game mechanics a lot better than they used to, as opposed to you going to outside resources on the internet to learn how to correctly play this game, whatever the game is. It's important. It's important. Training mode is not just a place where you go and you do dummy combos anymore. Training mode, in actuality, is supposed to help you simulate in-game situations so that you read and react to certain situations better on the fly. Training mode is allowing you to do these things a lot easier than in years past. Street Fighter 6, I'm learning, has a very, very good tutorial / training mode. Guilty Gears is pretty good. DNF's is extremely good. From a development standpoint, I think they're understanding that they have to not only appeal to the base that they have, but they need to train a new generation of consumer. And the new generation of consumer has a lot more options. They have a lot more options. They have a shorter attention span. If you don't get them and keep them when they're there, they will not come back. They won't come back. There's always something else to do, something else to play. So you have to get it right the first time. And thirdly, the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes. Why we're here, right? Crossplay betas going on in back-to-back weekends. I don't think it's a coincidence at all. Street Fighter 6 had a crossplay beta where you could test out their matchmaking, their lobby systems across various platforms interacting with each other at once. Guilty Gear Strive will be doing the exact same thing this upcoming weekend, starting tomorrow if I'm not mistaken, right? Now, why is this important? It's important because one of the biggest contributors to dwindling player bases across every platform in a fighting game is the fact that they're all segmented. Crossplay might be more important to the fighting game genre than any other one. Because in order to attempt to consolidate your player base, one must own and purchase the game on potentially 3 or 4 platforms. You got PC, got PlayStation, got Xbox, potentially Switch or whatever, but we'll just focus on those 3 for the moment. Let's say, for example, that there are players that play on PC. Let's say, for example, there are players that play on PlayStation. Those two groups of people will never intermingle and interact with each other unless one jumps out of the window and buys on the other platform. They would have to cross, and they would have to spend the money to cross that bridge. That's an issue. That's an issue, especially in a niche community like the FGC. Now, we like to think that we know, it's a bunch of us. It's a bunch of us. All they need is us, and we all we got. Well, that's still them numbers come back. DNF was supposed to be a beautiful thing. It was supposed to be an event. It was an event on June 28th when it dropped. By July 28th, not so much. Now, there were a lot of things that, that hurt DNF, but lack of crossplay was absolutely one of them. Segmenting a player base when you're really fighting to build a base in the first place, it stunts the growth of said game. So I'm still loving DNF. I mean, we could love it all we want. Absolutely. The quality of the game is there. But the issue is that It's considered a dead one. It's considered dead. It's considered next to dead. On the deathbed. Heads in beds. Good luck getting matched up with, two different opponents. You're going to be playing ranked matches against the same people. You're going to be playing unranked matches against the same people. Just imagine if those player bases from PC and PlayStation were consolidated. Guilty Gear is about to come out on Xbox. Just imagine a player base that is going to be consolidated between Xbox One, Xbox Series, PC, PlayStation 4, and 5. That's 5 different platforms. That's 5 different machines, types of machines that can be played. Oh, it's dead. It's dead, Bats. It's dead, Bats. It's dead. There are tourneys that go on for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But guess what? The game's dead. Dead. It's dead. Now, can it be resurrected? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we've yet to see that. Those tournaments do absolutely nothing for the game. He said that, man, dog, that does not matter. That does not matter. The game is dead if that is what draws people. If that is what's making people play the game, the game's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Now, again, can it be resurrected? Absolutely. And that's the great thing about fighting games, because there was a point in time where people considered Street Fighter V dead. I know a lot of people don't remember that, but people absolutely consider Street Fighter V dead. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite still has tournaments going on. Like having $1,000 pot tournaments doesn't mean that a game is lively. That does not mean that at all. Those are two completely separate things. And once again, I reiterate my point. It's going to take a lot more than just the base that we have in the FGC to sustain viability in a lot of these games, especially a game like DNF that doesn't have the cachet of a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter or a Tekken or something like that. Even a Guilty Gear. How many copies did that game sell? How many copies? And I'm not trying to elbow drop it. I'm not trying to elbow drop it at all, because I like the game too. But let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. The people that are playing that, they're going to be the same people in all those tournaments. It's going to be the same people. So I'm all for people getting money, but what are those tournaments really doing? Those tournaments aren't getting new people to play the game, because people ain't even checking for it. Like, outside of those tournaments, can you tell me anything that is going on with that game at all? I'll wait. Said Nexon isn't gonna let the game die out. Nexon didn't care whether the game lived or died in the first place, because I'm becoming more and more convinced that Nexon merely had that game come out to draw attention to the IP. They want people to play the original game. They don't care about DNF Duel, the fighting game. DNF Duel, the fighting game, is merely a promotional tool for their main game. It's a side product that they use to draw people who like fighting games to identify with the characters that are going on in this other product. That's it. That's it. Anything else that they get is extra. And to be completely honest, the extra that they got ain't that much. So that $1,000 that they throwing, it ain't that big in the grand scheme of things. The game's still dead. Those tournaments are not gonna bring people. There have been tournaments going on this whole time in DNF. That doesn't mean that it's not a dead game. People still have tournaments for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Tournaments don't determine whether a game is dead or not. That's never been the case. It never will be the case. Wait, hold on. What did Blackity saying? Blackity, what's happening with you, baby? He says Cyberpunk made a comeback. Believe DNF can make a comeback. Two completely different genres and two completely different audience with completely different IP. We cannot compare Cyberpunk and DNF in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. Cyberpunk had commercials that looked like full-fledged trailers to movies. Do y'all remember when Cyberpunk was coming out? The mind share that Cyberpunk always had dwarfs DNFs by like 10,000. There is absolutely no way we can compare those two. No, there's no way we can compare those two. Like that's not even a comparable thing. For one, Cyberpunk is a more popular style of game for modern times. We're talking about a fighting game which is niche anyway. Fighting games are niche anyway. Like if there's a fighting game that sells 3 million copies, that's considered a success. Cyberpunk sold 3 million copies in its first 3 minutes. Completely different stratosphere of a game. Completely different stratosphere of a game. He said, well, it'll be sleep until December. What's happening in December? Do you know what's happening in December? Do you know what's happening in December? I don't. All they said is that something is gonna happen. All they know is something is gonna happen. He said December, all the characters get. Who cares? Who cares? The only people that are gonna care about that is the people that's been playing the game, which is the exact problem I'm bringing up. All the characters getting buffed doesn't make people buy the game that weren't interested in it beforehand. Who cares? Man, y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Man, that is the tournaments, the characters getting buffed, the patches, that only appeals to people that already have it and were brought into that ecosystem. It brings nobody in. None of that is sexy. None of that is appealing. None of that pops off the page. If they didn't react in June, what makes you think they're gonna react in December? And mind you, December is the toughest time of the year to get people to buy stuff. It's more competitive. You think people gonna buy DNF when God of War is on the shelf? When Call of Duty is on the shelf? Fighting game people will always buy fighting games. What I'm talking about is trying to expand the genre so that it is actually mainstream and not just a niche market that's hanging on by its core. We're trying to grow the core, expand the core. Tournaments aren't the way. Tournaments aren't the way in itself. Tournaments are what you have. You have those in place as things grow to encourage participation amongst the base. But if you're trying to grow a base, a tournament's not going to do a damn thing. So what you saying is it went double plastic, man. That shit went styrofoam out here, bruh. That shit went bubble wrap. That shit went motherfucking paper towel. That shit went paper towel holder. That shit went the little cardboard shit that hold the paper towel together. But the fucked up part about it is that it's a dope game. It's a dope game. But until it gets to the point to where games are being built to appeal to growing an audience and not just for the audience itself, because the harsh reality is people that play fighting games and people that are in the FGC and all that, we can do all the complaining we want. But when those games come out, we're gonna buy them. We can't resist it. We can't resist it. We're going to buy. Just like people who complain about Call of Duty every year but still buy it day one. People that hate NBA 2K and oh my God, 2K frustrates me so much, but I got about $150 Jordan edition every goddamn year. The people that are of that community, you don't have to convince them. You have to sell the people that are on the fence. You have to. You have to. He said, to be honest, I thought the characters in DNF were kind of lame. Not gameplay wise, but everything else. It was very generic. And that's the thing too. Because they were basing the game off of an IP that has character classes and not necessarily characters, it lends itself to that. So you have the troubleshooter class, you have the Kunoichi class, you have the launcher class, you have the berserker class. All the character names were actually classes, and they were actually like the most popular representation, the most popular interpretation of all those classes. And as far as how they settled down on how the characters would look and move in game, right? But the characters in themselves were very generic. They're extremely generic. So I understand where you come off with that. Like you're not gonna have like somebody with personality like Johnny Cage or M. Bison. You know what I'm saying? Akuma. You know what I'm saying? Kazuya Mashima. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have all those people. Sub-Zero and Scorpion. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna have those because they were based on character classes and not necessarily based on being cool characters. You know what I'm saying? Oh, absolutely, Ken Masters, absolutely. I mean, we could go down the list. I mean, I'm just cherry picking, but we could really go down the list because those games are purely based. They're based on characters. They're based on character popularity. So I mean, we could go down the list. You know what I'm saying? Ken. You know what I'm saying? Dowsum. People make pop culture references to Dowsum and everybody knows what it means just because he's that distinctive of a character. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, man. Everybody. I mean, like Chun-Li. Chun-Li is pop culture. Chun-Li is pop culture. Like outside of Ryu, Chun-Li might be the most popular. Might be the most popular fighting game character. Chun-Li might be the most popular fighting game character other than Ryu. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but you could go down the list of all these different characters that are baked off being cool characters and not necessarily representations of character classes from another game, from another IP. You know what I'm saying? So he said, I think Scorpion got her beat. Nah, man. These rap chicks making songs dressed as Chun-Li. Nah, bruh. Chun-Li is pop culture. There are so many more Chun-Li t-shirts, Chun-Li cosplays, Chun-Li song references. Nah, Chun-Li different out here. Chun-Li, look, I'll tell you how popular Chun-Li is, right? Chun-Li saved the dead Street Fighter and made it profitable. Chun-Li has so many skins in Street Fighter V that it actually made that game that bombed for 2.5 years profitable, and it ended up lasting forever. He said Chun-Li got the thick. Hey man, like he said, man, baked into the character, baby. Oh man. But not to say that Scorpion ain't legendary too. Scorpion's absolutely top 5. Scorpion absolutely top 5. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? The face of Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? But I mean, fighting games, like you said, fighting games have some of the coolest looking characters. Coolest looking and coolest acting characters. Like, they do some of the coolest stuff. You know what I mean? You need to have that. You need to have it to where people identify with the characters. DNF had that problem inherently. Inherently, that was an issue. But its biggest problem was that it wasn't promoted. It probably costed too much. And it didn't have crossplay on enough platforms. Shot in the foot. Now, that's not to say that the game is dead permanently, because that's one cool thing about fighting games. Just because a fighting game is dead doesn't mean it has to stay dead. But make no mistake about it, DNF is dead. DNF is dead. The future of fighting games involves crossplay, having a wealth of different gameplay modes that can appeal to a lot of different people and keep people involved in their ecosystem. So that even if they don't feel like getting their ass beat by somebody like me, they can still hang around and have some fun. But you've got to be able to appeal to people outside of just your base. We're gonna buy anyway. The 2K base, they complain about 2K every day of the year, yet they buy the new one day one. It's never about convincing your base. It's about expanding it. Simple as that, guys. Simple as that. And that's why I'm, again, excited about the future of fighting games. We're finally getting crossplay. We're finally getting, rollback netcode that actually feels close to offline. Close enough to online for all intents and purposes, right? It's getting to a point to where if these games don't have those attributes attached, it's a problem. That's where we needed to get to. I'm happy. 2 years down the line, well, it will have been almost 2 years, where Guilty Gear is going to get full crossplay across 5 platforms. I feel good about that. Guilty Gear is even patching rollback netcode into their previous game, their previous Guilty Gear. We're getting to the point to where now we can replicate the offline experience online. That's a big point, but not nearly as important as crossplay. We have to have it to where our player bases are consolidated. If you segment the player base amongst 5 platforms and they never get a chance to interact, it's difficult for any fighting game to survive. You have to sell like Mortal Kombat and Tekken. Mortal Kombat 11 sold like 12, 13 million copies, I think. Tekken 7 sold 9 million copies. If you're not pushing units like that, it is going to be very, very difficult for your fighting game to sustain. Unless they have a lot of money put behind it like Street Fighter did. To where they, they sponsor their own big tournaments. Not little online joints. Not to shit on them. Not to shit on them, because we need those too. But it's going to take a lot more than those online joints. It would take Capcom Cup. It would take the equivalent of Capcom Cup. And not just in money, but in cachet, in the amount of eyes that it brings to it, because Capcom Cup gets sponsors. A lot of, like, Capcom Cup was on ESPN. Evo was on ESPN too, but Capcom Cup was featured on ESPN. Those are the types of things that keep a game relevant even in the midst of it dying. Not an online tournament. Not an online tournament. And I hate to say that, because I want the game to eventually, resurrect itself. But it's going to take a lot more than the tournaments that are happening this month to save DNF, man. It's going to take a lot more than that. But it's a start. But we're getting crossplay, rollback netcode. And for those who don't know what rollback netcode is, basically it means it feels pretty much like online. It's like this much separated. This much. It's like a UBI's worth of separation between the two. It doesn't even matter. So negligible, right? We're getting to the point to where they understand now. So we're not just going to be going off of Steam charts to determine how many people are playing a game either. Everybody's going to be consolidated. Everybody's going to be intermingling. And the online lobby and matchmaking systems are being built to accommodate such a thing. Exhibit A, Street Fighter 6. 100-person lobbies. 100-person lobbies that don't just have arcade machines where you can match up and or spectate. But this is where you get clothing items for your avatar. This is where you get an opportunity to play retro games, whatever it is. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Final Fight, whatever other retro games that they end up putting in there. Maybe Strider, it appears in there one day. Who knows? But you can play retro games. You can play these party games online, where it has absolutely nothing to do with depleting your character's life bar. It's a matter of who gets knocked down the most times. Games that competitions that have absolutely nothing to do with footsies or whiff punishing. It's about avoiding the obstacle that runs you over at the specific time, or comes down into the stage and fucks you up, electrocutes you, and puts you on the ground, and the other person gets a point. Mortal Kombat. They're Mortal Kombating Street Fighter a little bit. You need these types of things to broaden the appeal of said game, and not just appeal to those who are already there. Now, people like myself, people like Bats, people like Agent, we may not have use for those modes, or we may just want to fuck around in those modes every now and then. We may. You've got to have those there, though. You got to have those there. It's called replay value. They have a DJ booth in the lobbies that you can just go and just goof up on. 100 people can be in a lobby at one time. They're taking what NBA 2K is doing with the city and putting their own spin on it. It's very smart. It's going to be needed going forward for the genre to grow. NBA 2K became NBA 2K not because of the NBA part, but because of the 2K part. 2K is the city, 2K is the park, 2K is the wreck. I can't remember the last time I've heard somebody talk about the NBA part of 2K. Who gives a fuck? They care about the my player. They care about VC. They care about badges. They care about all that there. You've got to appeal to the ecosystem part of the game. Fighting games are finally understanding that, and I am ecstatic. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. And the more that fighting games adapt to the times that we are in now, who knows the types of ideas that somebody like NRS with their twisted ass is gonna do. Who knows what Capcom would do with a Marvel versus Capcom. Let me turn this light off. So. There we go. Who knows what could happen with a Marvel versus Capcom game? If they're doing this with Street Fighter, just imagine with a Marvel twist to it. Just imagine for a moment. Use your imaginations. Use your imaginations one time for me. Yeah. You see all these Ryu avatars and all these Capcom and Street Fighter based decorations. Just imagine you see Wolverine. You see Spider-Man. You see Thanos. You see Doctor Doom. You see Magneto. You see Magneto versus Ken. Yes. Yes. You should be excited too as fighting game enthusiasts. You should be excited too as fighting game casuals. It's more fun for everyone. One of the biggest talking points of this weekend, and this was something that was previously impossible to do in Street Fighter, was the creativity that people had in just goofing around creating their avatars. I had a goofy one. Upchuck had one that was absolutely ridiculous. There were videos plastered all over the internet that had nothing to do with the fighting part of Street Fighter. It was highlighting the most ridiculous avatars that people would make. People had my player in Street Fighter. I'm gonna have to find a way to create MP all over again. I gotta find a way. But this is something that is possible in fighting games, in Street Fighter, and hopefully a lot more going forward. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. MP 2.0, hey man, get ready. Get ready. Your boy's determined. Your boy's determined, man. We gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen. See, I would take a new Injustice. Hey man. That new Injustice will have to be right. That new Injustice will have to be right after what the competition been showing. I mean, we only seen this much from Tekken, but from what Street Fighter showing off, man. You said the avatar and fight. It's not the avatar in fighting games. It's the customizable avatar in fighting games. We're not talking about little funny looking things. We're not talking about the little funny looking things or the little pixie looking things in Guilty Gear. We're talking about my players' bats. That ain't nothing no more. In Dragon Ball fighting, man, which ones? In Fighters? Because in Fighters you were just customizing characters that were already there. Said next MK gonna smoke everything. I based on what? Like from what standpoint? You mean like from sales, from popularity, like what like from? He said in all the old Dragon Ball fighting games there were 3. Oh, them trash. Them trash. Oh my, no, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. No, we're not gonna do that, Bats. No, we're talking about actually good fighting games. We're talking about actually good fighting games, Bats. Like until Fighters, Dragon Ball did not have a fighting game that was really like that. Budokai would be okay at best. And the other joint, what was the other one? What was the other one? Okay at best. Trash. Yeah, alright, bruh. Final bout. Nah, fam. Nah, bro. Nobody playing that shit, dog. Nobody playing that bullshit, dog. And you're out of your mind. Like, even if the MK was popular, MK is extremely popular, but MK has never smoked anything. MK has never smoked anything. You smoking something if you think that MK just gonna run away and smoke everything. MK didn't smoke Street Fighter last time, and that was the worst Street Fighter yet. That was. I mean, like, I don't know what you mean. Like, Tekken sold 9 or 10 million. I'm not sure what you're talking about, sir. But we're talking to an MK fanboy that forgot that MK had a period of almost 10 years that was complete trash. So you have to remember that too. And I mean fanboy with the most respect, because I'm a Capcom fanboy. You know what I'm saying? At least Capcom fighters. But nah, man. MK ain't smoking nothing. I don't think from here on out, and I think this benefits all of us here, I don't think anybody is smoking anybody. I don't think anybody getting smoked from here on out. I think it's going to be a great time for us as consumers. I think it's gonna, like, Tekken looks incredible. Tekken looks incredible, and Tekken is always great. Like, Tekken is the one I worry the least about. Tekken is always gonna be Tekken. You know what I'm saying? Street Fighter. Five was five, but it seemed like they corrected everything that was a misstep in 5. They corrected with 6. NRS is gonna be NRS, but ain't nobody smoking nobody. Ain't nobody smoking nobody. Said MK is in 12 and Street Fighter and Tekken is in 6 and 7 or 8. You know why that is? Because they had to move from entry to entry because them joints would be trash. Them joints would be garbage. 4 through 8 were trash. 4 through 8 were terrible. So they were moving from entry to entry. They were moving from entry to entry because they were garbage. They had to reboot the franchise for it to be good. They still exist and they're garbage. Them existing ain't enough. I ain't, you see, you go ahead and you can be on that quantity over quality bullshit if you want to, but over here, we only indulging the good shit. We gonna elbow drop that garbage. I don't care how many games they got, how many good games. Now, ever since 9, they've been cooking. Much respect to them. Hopefully they keep that run going, but I ain't about to sit here and pretend like they didn't have a run of almost a decade that was straight trash. Garbage. He said some trash Tekken joint. Oh yeah. He bugging. He bugging. Man, he can't name one. He can't name one. He can't name one, dog. He can't name one. He just talking. He just talking. He said definitely some trash street. The only trash Street Fighter, and that one wasn't even trash, was 5. Like, you mean to tell me that Street Fighter 2, 3, or 4 were trash? If you say that, man, you ain't got nothing to tell me about fighting games, dog. We good. You done told me everything I need to know if that's the case. He said Tekken been smoked. Yes! Yes, it has. If you played it, you would know. He been brainwashed by them bullshit ass Mortal Kombat he was playing the whole time, man. He said MK1. No, did I not specifically say 4 through 8? I literally, man. All right, you know what? We gonna move on. We gonna move on. We gonna move on. We gonna move on. But shout out to NRS. Shout out to Mortal Kombat, because I know it's, if for no other reason, based on the competition that they're facing now, they're gonna have some heat. They're gonna have some heat. I know they are. But as far as them smoking everybody, Mortal Kombat has never smoked everybody. Never. Even if they were ahead for a period of time, they weren't smoking nothing. They wasn't smoking nothing. Except 4 through 8 were awful. They were the worst. Like, them joints were so bad, bruh. They were historically bad. I'm surprised they bounced back too, to be completely honest, because they had so many. They had so many bad entries in a row. They had so many bad entries in a row. They was dropping nothing. They was dropping nothing but Kingdom Comes. You know what I'm saying? They was dropping nothing but Magna Carta Holy Grails. So, like, you can drop one. You can drop one of them, and then, and then you bounce back and you get back on your shit. They was dropping them joints back to back. Like, there was a period in time in which there were more bad Mortal Kombats than good ones. Let's think about that. Before they rebooted the franchise at 9, there were more bad ones than good ones. They had to reboot at 9 because there were more bad Mortal Kombat games than good ones. Because if they were good, they wouldn't have had to reboot. He said, not Magna. He said, that album don't exist. Said, they have to know how that Street Fighter 6 look. I mean, absolutely. 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 He said, I've never seen any of y'all play. Okay, so you didn't see. Bats was literally training for Tekken tournaments. I was sparring with him to help him train. Okay. But hey, cool. He said, I started my gaming channel playing Tekken 7. I mean, hey Bats. Remember when we were playing Tekken, man, and we ran numerous sets on stream? I mean, you were around when I had my Twitch, when I was on Twitch. You was around then, player. We played Tekken, sir. Like, man, there's not a fighting game that we don't at some point play. We play them all. Bats was literally training for Tekken tournaments, and I was helping him spar. Just saying. I know you remember me playing Soul Calibur. I know you were. So I mean, like the whole thing with Namco fighting games, like, man, we're no stranger to those over there. We're no stranger to the Namco fighting games. Tekken is absolutely one of the GOATs, man. Absolutely one of the GOATs. And it's never had a bad entry. Never had a bad entry. Never had a bad entry. It doesn't happen. Now, is it the best game? That's subjective because it's a 3D fighter. You're fighting on, well, at least you're fighting on a 3D plane, a 2.5D plane, right? So that may or may not be yo, you know what I'm saying, be yo, know what I'm saying. But the quality is always there. The quality is always there. Yeah, quality is always gonna be there in Tekken, man. Said Tekken is top tier martial arts in a video game. That part, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it, man. To be real, I mean, I ain't about to, you know, dunk on nobody for, you know what I'm saying, what they seen, haven't seen, how long they've been here or whatever, because I appreciate everybody being here in all honesty. But we played Tekken on this channel. Or not on this channel specifically, because I'm on YouTube and I've only been back on YouTube for maybe a week, 6 days, whatever it is. But on Twitch, we absolutely ran Tekken. We absolutely ran Tekken. He said, look, martial arts looks better in Mortal Kombat than... Word. Okay. Word. Yo, man, he timed him out, man. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Can't time him out for having a piggy, man. Oh, man. He said, why I had to come in here on that blasphemy? Yo, what up, D? How you living, baby? Yo, man. I mean, we're all entitled to our opinions, man, but I'll tell you this. The martial arts is better in Street Fighter. The martial arts is better in Tekken. Like, Mortal Kombat is a cool looking game though. Like graphically, fidelity wise, what it does, it's really cool. It's cool looking. But the martial arts is absolutely not better in Mortal Kombat at all. At all. Oh man. So Liu Kang is better than Law. Basically. Cool. That is crazy. He said, I was just gonna lurk, but damn. He said, not even close. Yeah, I mean, and that's cool. That's cool. In all seriousness, I'm glad he's just a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, be that fan. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he could, you know, the fact that he's standing 10 toes down, defending any of them is cool. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. You participate in the conversation. You keep the conversation going. You keep the conversation fresh. You keep it riveting. He said you're going to nah, you're like I can't. I can't. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you can't untime people on this. You can't untime people. So what I do, I just delete their comments. I manually delete their comments for a finite amount of time. You know what I'm saying? For a finite amount of time, I just delete their comments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Train knows. Train knows. She gets it. She gets it. Yeah, she gets it. She understands. But yeah. I mean, to be honest, Mortal Kombat loses 90% of its appeal without the gore. The appeal of Mortal Kombat is that it's cinematically gory. You know what I'm saying? That is the appeal. Yeah, that's the appeal. Yeah, that's the appeal of Mortal Kombat, man. Yeah, you know, like it's cinematically gory, but I mean, it's a cool game though. It's a cool game, and it absolutely understands how to appeal to mass market, mass market consumption. Mortal Kombat got that down. They know how to market to you. They will sell a game to a lot of people. Yo, up Chuck, what up, though, player? How you living, man? Yeah, man. I was just talking about, man. How I'm gonna need to get my run back, man. I'm gonna need to get my run back and Guilty Gear. I ain't appreciate you kicking my ass like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You still my dog and everything, but I appreciate you kicking my ass like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get more. I gotta get more learning on. I gotta get more learning on, baby. But yeah, man, like Mortal Kombat is, it's a cool game. It's a cool game, but at the same time, I think it loses a lot of its appeal if it doesn't have the cinematic gore element attached to it. But Tekken, Street Fighter, a lot of other games, like they do martial arts better, you know. But when it comes to mainstream Mortal Kombat, they absolutely understand how to sell a game that looks cool. From the cool looking characters, to the cool shit they do, to the cool things that they give you to do in game. They understand it. They know how to grow their fan base. I'm glad that other fighting games are heeding the lessons that, you know, that NetherRealm Studios gave them. And in that way, I absolutely, I don't want to say agree with Ace, but they were absolutely crushing it. They were smoking in the things to do in game category. You know what I'm saying? They would give you a whole bunch of different match types. They would give you a whole lot of collectibles. They give you a whole bunch of bullshit. So I honestly didn't know you couldn't untime out. Yeah. Said, yeah, it is stupid. It is stupid, Train. I'm going to personally appeal to YouTube for the feature of untiming people. I'm going to personally appeal to that. But in all seriousness, yo, up Chuck again. What up, dope player? Appreciate you pulling up. How you living, dog? And we just basically up here just kicking it a little bit about how fighting games are definitely on the upswing, man. With the inclusion of crossplay, rollback netcode that, you know, makes the online experience closer replicate the offline experience. And a lot of games are really joining in on this little movement. I like it. It's a good thing. even games being retroactively patched to include these features. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Dragon Ball FighterZ getting rollback netcode. Guilty Gear Xrd. Rollback netcode out of nowhere. Who expected that? It's only a matter of time before we hear that about Tekken 8, man. It's only a matter of time. But yeah, man, I'm excited though. I'm excited. Like I said though early on, this wasn't gonna be a long stream. Just wanted to come in here and kick it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Had a little bit on my mind. I was just gonna spitball these ideas. They'll eventually be consolidated into a more comprehensive video presentation for y'all on this YouTube channel. But I just wanted to get on here and kick it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit of feedback back from y'all while I throw a little bit of my ideas out to you. You know what I'm saying? I know Chuck in his spaces, man, he was talking a whole lot about, you know, about things to help you not only sustain but grow a base, and it really inspired me to think about it. I mean, I was already on that level, but I was already on that level, but it seems like, you know, with Street Fighter 6 being what it is, the conversation is more prevalent than ever. It's unfortunate that, you know, at least in my opinion, it's unfortunate that it takes somebody doing it overwhelmingly right than a case like DNF where it was overwhelmingly done wrong. You know, like so many things in DNF spelled its doom that it would have been very, very valuable to have everybody having this conversation then, as opposed to now when we see that everybody's doing it right. Or not everybody, but we see a case of someone doing it right. Like Capcom doesn't seem to be missing right now. They've been done but net, you know what I'm saying? So we have to continue to grow the community, absolutely, and the only way to grow the community is to further appeal to the casuals. That's why the implementation of modern controls, rollback netcode, crossplay, and I was tuned into the spaces, but I don't think I heard anybody mention crossplay, and I think that is the literally most important component of it, because now we have an opportunity to consolidate our player bases. Every single one of y'all that I was running with, I ain't see one of y'all on the Xbox. I would have been ass out. I would have been ass out if it wasn't for the implementation of crossplay, and it's a beautiful thing that we have it, because now, instead of just having X amount of people on Xbox, X amount on PlayStation, X amount on Steam, X amount on PlayStation 4, everybody runs together. It expands the life cycle of the game, because then you have a larger player base to pick from, even if it's a situation of where the player base does inevitably dwindle, because that's going to happen. It happens with literally every game. The amount of gamers, the amount of participants that you have in day one is never going to be the same that you have on day 201. But when you have all of those gamers together, the very little base is not segmented by platform, especially when there are as many platforms as it is. Like Street Fighter 6 is going to be available on a lot of platforms. It helps that all of them can run together. It makes it a lot easier when people don't have to buy the game on multiple platforms, spend more money when people are already complaining about $70 games. They don't have to buy the game multiple times to feel like that they're expanding the quality of their experience. It's a very important thing. I've been screaming to the high heavens for cross-play for so long, and I'm so glad to see that it's being adapted seemingly on a genre-wide basis. I'm liking it. It's important. Perhaps the most important thing outside of the implementation of good rollback netcode. Because regardless of where you play, who you're playing, it has to be a good online experience. So rollback netcode, yeah, that has to be there. Now I would say that takes paramount if you're gonna have one of them. Like the people who are playing online have to have a good experience online. Like we're past the day and age of delay-based netcode. We're past that day and age. We've got to do better. We have better, and it must be used. After that, we've got to have crossplay. We can't segment our player base in an already niche market. And it's important that we have these features at launch. Capcom also understands that. We must have these features at launch where people are their most engaged in the game as a whole, where people are more inclined to recommend the games to friends to play. We need all of these things in place when mindshare, when attention, when participation is at its most high. The fact that they are getting all of that right and it runs as well as it does already, shout out to them. Hopefully everybody else is following suit and taking notes. NRS, y'all are already ahead of the game when it comes to rollback, crossplay. Just make it better. Tekken, Namco, I'ma need to know what y'all doing in them colleges, boy. I'ma need y'all to implement rollback netcode. Get that delay-based shit up out of there. Open up your system so we get that cross-play popping, and we good. So, however, the companies are the issue. No, I mean, that doesn't appear to be the case now. It doesn't appear to be the case now. Because, I mean, it's a situation where Guilty Gear and Street Fighter 6 are having back-to-back cross-play betas. There is hope. There is hope. I think the floodgates are open now. The floodgates are open now. There's no going back. Like these features are going to be the bare minimum. They're not going to be bonus features anymore. They're the bare minimum now. They should be expected. To the point that I think it was something that severely hurt DNF's growth. Not just the fact that it was marketed bad. Not just the fact that it was probably priced too high. Not just the fact that they had absolutely no announcements for support of the game. I think even more so than that. You segmented your player base that was already going to be small. That doesn't do you any favors, because the people that are already sold on the game have to buy the game twice in order to have access to every single possible theoretical opponent. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. And man, we still on this. You know what? I'm close. We still on this bullshit out here. We still on this bullshit out here. Please tell me that we not on the bullshit. Please tell me. Please tell me that we not on the board. Well, I'm trying to have a productive conversation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up here in the building. Everybody in here chilling. You right, bro. You right, bro. You right. You right, bro. Woosah. But yes, there were a lot of issues that plagued DNF, but I believe it shot itself in the foot as far as how it treated its player base. He said, let me pass the virtual blunt. Thank you, Sin. Thank you, Sin. Oh, man. But yes, I think that as much as anything else, it put DNF in a very, very difficult position to dig itself out of. But not impossible. Not impossible. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best. But the fact that it launched on so few platforms without crossplay is a very, very, very big problem. Then you compound that with the fact that it was more expensive than it should have been. It was based and branded off of a license that makes free-to-play games. But you turn around and sell this niche fighting game that had absolutely no marketing behind it for $50. I was finna hype you up, Jet. You better nah, man. I'ma chill. I'ma chill. But yeah, Train, be good. I'ma check in with you, see how the move is going. But yeah, handle your business. So I ain't taking that shit, man, dog. How many times? You know what? Okay. Yep. Cool. Yes, sir. Said no more exclusive fighters. Say it again, Chuck. No more exclusive fighters. Just like no more locked doors. No more exclusive fighters. Put them on everything. I don't care about hardware holding things back. I don't care. Put it on the PlayStation 4. It's 100 million people on PlayStation 4. Put it on there. Put it on the weak Xbox Series X. Put it on there. Put it on everything. I need all that. Let everybody play. Everybody need to get these hands. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need the hands. Let everybody have access to get these beatings from somebody like me. Let everybody have equal access. You know what I'm saying? No more exclusive fighters. It doesn't do you favors. Now, I understand why Street Fighter V was exclusive to PlayStation, at least on the console basis, because they financed the game. But other than that, no more. Guilty Gear, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball, Marvel vs. Capcom, whatever else, everything. Put it everywhere. Now I'm talking about everything, everywhere. Stop playing with me. And all of those players need to interact within one ecosystem. Don't segment all of these platforms that you have them on Don't cast them out to only intermingle with each other. You're defeating your point. You're shooting your own self in the foot, in the shins. You know what I'm saying? You detaching your MCLs, ACLs, and all that. It's bouncing around all in there, tearing everything the fuck up. So let everybody run together. Give us that rollback net code. Continue to improve where, you know, in the evolution of where rollback net code already is. It's already beautiful. Guilty Gear, beautiful. DNS net code, beautiful. Street Fighter 6 net code, beautiful. I'm sure Dragon Ball FighterZ joint gonna be fire. I'm sure Guilty Gear XR is gonna be fire. Implement that kind of net code, improve upon it even. Let all of those people on said net code play as one together. And you got you a winner. You're giving yourself a chance to win. Now at this point, it's just about your game. At this point, it's just about, hey, how live is your game? Is your game ready to stand the test? If it can, then boom, we moving. We moving. It's no more excuses. Everything is good. But yes, no more exclusivity. No more exclusivity and no more segmented player bases. Can't stress that enough. How long, and Bats, everybody, how long have I been campaigning for crossplay across the fighting genre? Genre-wide. Now, it doesn't surprise me that Street Fighter has crossplay because theoretically, Street Fighter V had crossplay. But I've been campaigning for crossplay since forever. Now it seems like everybody's listening, everybody's getting it to the point to where they're patching in features retroactively in games. I'm a fan of that. Even if it's not crossplay, just, you know, roll back netcode. That's enough. But I don't know about enough. But it's start. Forever. Thank you. For a minute. Thank you. Get the gameplay ass, nothing else matters. Facts. It ultimately is going to come down to the game. But nowadays, in the online ecosystem that we live in, it's not just enough for the game to be good. We've seen that with DNF. Like, DNF is a good game. Solid game. Forever. Thank you. Forever. I was campaigning for crossplay since forever. It's gotta be a good game first off. If it's not a good game, like you said, nothing else even matters. It doesn't matter, and it's not even worth having a discussion past that. But if you have a good game and it lacks those two very, very important features in the day and age that we live in right now, you're doing your great game a disservice. You're doing your great game a disservice because you have to fully understand the genre that you are operating in. People generally are not going to be buying up fighting games in the same way that other games get sold. Like we were talking about Cyberpunk earlier. Cyberpunk sold 10 million in a weekend. Mortal Kombat 12, the most popular fighter in recent memory, in recent time, sold 12 in 3 years. In 3 years, Cyberpunk sold 13 mil in a weekend. We can't compare these genres. They're completely different. So like that's what I was referring to when you say we have to keep everything in the perspective of the genre that we're dealing with here. We can't compare what God of War is going to do in a month to what any fighting game does. Like even the most popular fighting game is going to get dwarfed by God of War. So like, I mean, we don't even have to go there, but we can do better as far as the context of the genre that we in. Got to do better. You got to give yourself the best shot you can. Said DNF could have dominated this year. They dropped the ball on a variety of fronts, but I think their accessibility was the biggest ball they dropped. Pause. First of all, like we were talking about, crossplay. You're segmenting an already small player base. Marketing, terrible. And the game cost too damn much for what it was. This was a game that is built off the brand of a free to play property. It's a free to play IP, but you're charging $50 for the fighting game of all games. We're not talking about a AAA action adventure based game based on the property. We're not talking about something that's going to be coming out looking like Horizon. We're not talking about a game that's going to be coming out looking like Spider-Man. This is a fighting game. This is already a niche genre in itself. You're going to charge $50 for a bare bone, feature-wise anyway, a bare bone fighting game based on a free-to-play property. Not to mention that, none of your marketing was in English until like 3 weeks ago. We won't talk about that either. Like, do we have to bring that up? We got to bring that up. They decided they wanted to have an English Twitter page, about 3 weeks ago. Congratulations, welcome to the club. But your game came out in June, player. He said nobody playing DNF. Man, nobody playing it this year. Nobody playing it now. Like, it took $1,000 tournaments to draw people out to play it a little bit. But you go online, man, them servers dry as the Sahara, bruh. Them joints is dry. No announcements, no new characters. The only announcement that they gave an announcement for an announcement in December. Hey y'all, check this out. Check this out, man. We ain't got nothing to tell you today, but the only thing we got to tell you today is that we're gonna tell you something in 2 months. Get ready. Huh? What? Huh? We don't even know what you gonna tell us in 2 months. What you gonna show us? The only thing you promise is a patch that hey man, we gonna make all them broken characters that's in the game even more broken. We're gonna buff them. We're gonna buff all the characters in the game. We gonna make them even more broken. Have fun with that. Huh? Huh? What are we doing here? I mean, theoretically, we didn't need the characters to get buffed more. We were already doing Marvel stuff in the game. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like you said, seen it too many times, man. Seen it too many times. We get an announcement for an announcement in 2 months. You know what people gonna be doing in 2 months? People gonna be playing God of War. People gonna be playing Call of Duty. People gonna be playing Callisto Protocol. People gonna be playing whatever. 2K. People gonna be playing whatever, man. People are like, yo, man, I know that God of War just dropped. I know Callisto Protocol is fresh on the streets because it's December. Hey, yo, man, let me go back to DNF because they about to say something. Or let me buy DNF. That game that's been radio silent for the last 6 months. Let me go buy DNF because they about to say something. I think I'll pass. I don't get it, but I'm glad Street Fighter is on the way. I think we're getting Street Fighter in February. I think we're getting Street Fighter in February, and check this out. Around the time that I think this DNF announcement is going to take place, I think we're going to get an open beta of a very, very popular game as of late. Just saying. I don't think people are going to be that concerned about the announcement. That whatever announcement DNF has, when all of a sudden you hear open beta with 4 or 5 more available characters in it. Don't let it be in. Don't let it, have close to the whole roster. Don't let it have close to the whole roster in it. Don't let it have that. Don't let it have that. But I'm saying, if the game is releasing in February like I project that it is, based on every single Street Fighter in history that's released in February, what is the middle point between now and February? December. I think they picked a bad time to have some type of mystery announcement. Just saying. Just saying. So what a shame with DNF. You're correct. Strictly a side hustle for the man. Yeah, man. Unfortunately. Said people are going to be getting ready to play whatever is coming in early 2023. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, people are going to be playing stuff that's coming out in late 2022. People are just going to move on. Like, even if it's not for another fighter, people are just going to move on. Said people not buying DNF 6 months later with all the sweaty. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And see, the thing is, and that goes to a earlier point that I made when it comes to like modern fighting game design. Modern fighting game design has to think beyond just getting online and fighting people. You need to have things that appeal to a casual audience that is not going to be able to compete with the sweaties. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I thought it was cool that you have that open world mode. It's cool that you have, a story mode in the case of Mortal Kombat, or in the case of Tekken now, that you have the Tekken Force, the Tekken Bowling, or whatever they decide to do, or in the case of Street Fighter 6 again, the Extreme Battles, or the Retro Arcade, or whatever else, or they just have it to where you just do goofy things with your avatar like you did in particular. All of these things play a part in having a fun casual experience even before you take your character online and start playing competitively. Even if you don't want to play competitively and compete with all the sweaties, you have all of these other things that you can do. It's important that these things have become fully fleshed out video games and not just very, very comprehensive fighters. Because we've had good fighters for a while. But these things have to be video games now. They have to be fleshed out. They have to give you other things to do. Because not everybody's going to be able to compete with Upchuck. Not everybody's going to be able to compete with me, compete with Bats, compete with Agent, compete with Black, compete with, like all of these people that play these games for real a little bit. They're going to get mopped up and discouraged from even picking up the game again unless there are other modes that can keep them engaged in it. They have to be fully fleshed out video games. It's not enough that the gameplay mechanics in the one-to-one fighting is good. That is the first step. That is the bare minimum. But the bare minimum ain't good enough no more. What we say, Sin? We always talk about bare minimum, man. Bare minimum ain't acceptable. It ain't acceptable, man. You need more. Mortal Kombat understood that. Tekken understood that. I'm glad Street Fighter is coming around and implementing these things at launch. It's important because regardless of how much the player base ends up dwindling, Once they spent that money, they spent that money. Those casuals are going to pay for a couple seasons of DLC that we are going to enjoy. We gonna love these seasons of DLC that the casuals who gonna be playing Extreme Battle and running around in the open world. Yeah, all of them oh man, they about to pay for all our DLC, baby. They about to pay for all that. We ain't gonna need like 15 million Chun-Li skins to pay for it no more. No. Them casuals gonna pay for it this time around. We straight. We in here. You said bare minimum? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it don't do it. It don't do it. I don't know how you can just be complacent with being the bare minimum. We don't accept that no more. Can't accept that no more. We good. We need more. I'm glad that you have a competent fighting 1v1 or whatever type of game you have. In the case of Dragon Balls, 3v3 but whatever it is, I'm glad you have a competitive experience that is competent and fun. Cool. But we need more than that. We need more than that now. It's 2022, bruh. What else you got? What else you got? Said Chun-Li players was eating that. Hey, man. That Chun-Li plate it fed the whole game. It fed what, 5 or 6 seasons? How many seasons did Street Fighter V have? And that was the worst entry. That was the worst entry of the game. Like, how many seasons that joint have? Chun-Li fed the whole streets for that long. That is crazy. That is crazy. They kept the streets fed for 6 years. In such a competitive market of not just fighting but games. Absolutely. Thank you. Gotta try and hook the player, and nowadays players want options. Boom. You have to make a video game, not just a fighting game. It's not good enough to just have the best one-to-one fighting experience anymore. You are making a video game. You are competing with other video games. It must be treated as such. So you need other modes and other options that appeal to other types of consumers and players. You need it. I'm glad that seemingly genre-wide, it's understood. At least amongst the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? NetherRealm already understood this. Namco understood this. Capcom is on board now. ArtSys understood this. Now Capcom is on board. I'm confident in the genre as a whole. As a whole, we're good. Now it's just about the implementations. So you can't half that. Absolutely not. Mortal Kombat showed that you need to make this a AAA experience. You make this a AAA experience that is on par with all the other AAA experiences that are offered for the same price. If I'm buying Mortal Kombat 12, I better get out of my money the same type of experience, not necessarily the same gameplay or the same type of loop or whatever. Of course, there are different genres, but I want the same bang for my buck. If I'm gonna be paying for God of War, if I'm gonna be paying for Elden Ring or whatever it is, whatever your cup of tea in another genre is. Things have to be equatable as far as this being a fully fleshed out AAA experience for the amount of money that you're asking from the consumer. Mortal Kombat understands that. Tekken understands that. Street Fighter understands that now after they got a huge whooping. They got a huge whooping with 5. They got handled. They can't half-ass it no more. They ain't gonna say it no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, they looked at Mortal Kombat X and 11. They looked at NRS. They looked at Namco. They looked at ArcSys. They said, look, man, all three of y'all stop playing with my name. I'm about to come back with this Street Fighter 6. You know what I'm saying? Y'all about to be finished. Y'all about to be done. You know what I'm saying? They had to step up. They had to step up. They did that, and now we get the product that we get, and it's beneficial for all of us. It's beneficial for all of us. God bless them. It's a good time. It's a good time. Said, absolutely. There is I don't even go as far as to say this, Quantum. There's no better teacher than taking an L. You learn what not to do from doing it and suffering the consequences. Like, I know what not to do. I learned a whole lot of what not to do when I take my beatings in fighting games. I'm eventually good at a game because of the losses, not because of the wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm good at any game, it's because I sucked at it. And then it eventually got to the point to where I minimized my bad habits and I emphasized my good ones. But that only comes from experience, repetitions, getting your reps up, getting your mind right. You know what I'm saying? The king is back. Hey, clear the throne. Clear the throne. Clear the throne. Get out the way. That, man, not a Street Fighter is looking like Street Fighter again. We about to see what's what. We about to see what's what out here. You know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat has had a nice run. Mortal Kombat's had a very nice run, but let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. I can't remember the last time I've heard about people being this excited about a Street Fighter game. I can't even remember the last time. Definitely wasn't 4 and 5, and people weren't even excited about 3 like that until Third Strike. People speak as if Third Strike was the only iteration of Street Fighter 3. People don't even speak about, you know, a new generation or a second impact. People don't even talk about it. People just talk about Third Strike. When they say they love Street Fighter 3, like, you automatically, you know, they're talking about Third Strike. Like, it took them 2 iterations to get to that point of, you know, being beloved like that. So I can't remember, like, this might be the most hyped Street Fighter game since 2. It really might be. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see what results of this. Not just with Street Fighter, but with the genre. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great for all of us. It's gonna be great for all of us as consumers, as enthusiasts. You know? I'm excited. But as far as my overall impressions of the beta in itself, that'll be coming in a more fleshed out, comprehensive video that'll be featured on this YouTube channel. I don't want to give too much of that away, but it makes me very excited about what other characters we're gonna see. Certain characters that weren't featured in 5 that could return, you know. Certain characters that were, you know, that were horribly left out. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how they could be left out, but they were. Bison. But hopefully they get added in the future. You know what I'm saying? You know, people like, you know, his name rhymes with Bison. Dudley. You know what I'm saying? Dudley would be cool. Bison. You know, whole lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Even the Rey Mysterio looking dude that was in 4. You know what I'm saying? Rolento would be dope in this game. Bison, I don't know if I mentioned him. He be fire. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Think Nash could even be interested in this game. You know what I'm saying? See if Urian comes back. You know what I'm saying? Bison would be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Said can't wait for the open beta. I don't think we're gonna have to wait long. Bro. He said we need to go Dan. Yo, I think Dan gonna show his face. Oh yeah, that's it. Yep. El Fuerte. Yep. For sure. Yep, that's him. Yep. That's Rey Mysterio. Yeah, it's a lot of people, and there's one that I specifically didn't mention, who I actually mained in Street Fighter 4. You know, one that I specifically wish comes back. He said nobody want El Fuerte. Man, what you mean, man? Everybody, man, El Fuerte, man, he heated the streets up. What you mean, Chuck? Everybody want him back, dog. Bring him back. You know what I'm saying? And he had the streets on blaze, son. Oh, I definitely think Sean coming back. Yes, Quantum. Crimson Viper. I played her both on 4 and I played her on Marvel 3. I would love to see what Crimson Viper does in this system. With a drive system, she would be more like her Marvel iteration than she would her Street Fighter iteration already, just based on her move set. Oh man, Crimson Viper would be stupid, bro. Crimson Viper would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can't be greedy. I'm already getting Cammy. I can't be greedy. But if I get Bison and I get Crimson Viper, oh man. If I get Crimson Viper and Bison along with Cammy, that might completely push Kimberly out the fold. That might completely push her out the fold. So imagine if Fei Long came back. That would be fire. I'm hoping so. Like, I mean, if it's anything like all the other Street Fighters, this is probably gonna expand to like 45 characters. You know what I mean? So the roster at the end of the day is probably gonna triple anyway. A lot of the characters that we're hoping for, we're probably gonna see, especially if they weren't in the last entry. Said, you a Cammy player? Oh, absolutely, sir. Cammy and Bison. Cammy, Bison, Crimson Viper. Look, Kim got a place over my way. Hey, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, sir. I'm a Cammy player, though, Chuck. I'm a Cammy player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never bothered learning Kim if Cammy was available in that beta. If Cammy was in that beta, I wouldn't even pick Kim. I wouldn't even pick her. I mean, I just so happened, kind of, you know. I just picked up Kim, and you know, like she just kind of, you know, she kind of clicked with me too. But when I get Cammy, said, what would you think of young brother in the game who was either different style boxer from Balrog and Dudley, or the young brother was a Panther style Muay Thai kickboxer? I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But I do think that that character would be great in addition to Balrog or Dudley or both. I think the fact that you have all 8 World Warriors in the base roster, you need to have a Shadaloo DLC pack at some point, bruh. Like, that's only right. Like, you gotta bring back Bison, Balrog, Vega, and Sagat. You got to. Except me and Dre said this would be the biggest Street Fighter roster ever. I believe that too. I believe that too. I believe that at the very minimum it's going to triple. I believe at the minimum it'll triple. Because I mean, like, as it is, I mean, they usually max out like around 40 something characters, 42, 45 characters. I think they could go even further. Say, I hate Cammy. Oh man. Oh man, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. Cause if you hated Kim, oh man, just wait, baby. Just wait, baby. That's all I needed to hear. We about to be cooking with the grease. We about to throw it in the pot. It's about to be on. It's about to be on, dog. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait now. Because of all the matchups, that I had over the weekend, man, you are absolutely one of the more intriguing matchups I had. Your jury was a headache. Because I rarely met people that were more offensive than me. Yeah, your jury was very, very scary. So with Cammy, I intend on being even more. Oh man, like, I'm gonna be looking forward to this. I'm gonna be looking forward to this. I'm gonna be looking forward to it, man. We gonna have some dope ass matches, man. We gonna have some dope ass matches. Because I didn't really care for Street Fighter V as a game systematically. I could never really get a rhythm like that with her. In this system, I can already tell with these systems that are in place. Oh, bruh. The type of pressure that will be applied. The pressure. Because to be honest, I was actually more comfortable with Bison in 5 than I am with Cammy. But in this game, I can already tell. Oh, the ruler's back. Oh, yo, you gonna be rocking Sim? Okay. All right. I don't like what Sim is looking like. I don't like it at all. I don't like it one bit. I don't like how Sim looking. I don't like how Sim looking at all. Like they gave him entirely too much. I don't know what they doing over there. Why are they giving him everything? Why are they giving him everything he ever had? He wasn't good enough before. And he gonna be starting off with a full drive. Why has he got everything? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all. I don't like that shit. They made a point to when they revealed him to show, hey, he gonna have all the tools. He gonna have the diagonal boys. He gonna be able to shoot the yoga straight ahead. He gonna be able to shoot it over your head and have it bounce back. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. Got to do something about that. Yo, Ace Bees. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see about that one. I'm gonna have to see about that one. Hey, I don't like how Sim looking at all. I don't like how Sim looking at all, man. That bothered me. That bothered me. Yeah, we gonna see though. We gonna see though. Hopefully he'll part of the next beta. Hopefully he'll part of the next one. Hopefully, pretty much everybody is a part of the next beta. You want to sell people on the game? Have the roster unlocked and let everybody run wild for a weekend. Create all the content, all the tweeting, all the screenshots, all the streams. Just let everybody run wild with the game for a weekend and say, you like what we got? Come back in February. But I mean, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. But I mean, it sounds good. But 12 characters. 12 characters would be solid. 12 characters would be solid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would be fire if they did that. But doubtful. But I do think that next beta they'll at least have all the world warriors in the game. Yo, Dre, what up, though? Man, that would be the nail in the coffin. If you want to sell everybody on the game, say, yo, this upcoming open beta is gonna serve as a demo. It's gonna serve as a demo. Free early access for 3 days. And then if you like what you play, break bread with us in February. You know what I'm saying? But even if they give us 12, 13 characters, I'm cool with that too. I'm banking on 13 because I want Cammy to be a part of it too. You know what I'm saying? So if they add E Honda, Zangief, Blanca, and Honda, the fifth one will be Cammy. It has to be Cammy. It has to be Cammy, right? Cammy? Yeah, right? Up Chuck Breeze. He understands. He gets it. He gets it. Yeah, Sim is gonna be annoying to fight, bruh. He is gonna be the worst. He is gonna be the worst, bruh. I'm like, man, come on, man. They gave him everything? They gave him everything? And they have it to where you can cancel moves and oh man, come on, bruh. Come on now, dog. So are we talking about Street Fighter 6? Yeah, we talking about it a little bit. I mean, I'm holding a lot back from my comprehensive video that I'm going to be releasing this week. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm here. I'm kicking it with y'all, and the title obviously states, you know, about my excitement about fighting games going forward. Said Cammy should be DLC in season 4. Yo, man, why you praying on my downfall like this, dog? Come on, dog. Take these. Take these. What you praying on my downfall out here? You don't want me to run Cammy till 2027? I'm like, oh man. Come on, man. We can't have Cammy doing a 4-year bid out here. I'm already thinking that's when we gonna see Bison. I'm already thinking Bison gonna take that long, man. Not Cammy too. I had to get one of my peoples at launch. I had to get one of them. But yeah, man, yeah, Dre, we was up here kicking it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just mostly surface level speculation, things like that, man. He said he can have Cammy, but no Kimberly. See, Dre, I like how you talk, dog. I like how you talk, man. Yeah, man. You want me to have the main that I've had ever since Street Fighter 2 as opposed to this newcomer. As opposed to this newcomer that I just learned over the weekend. You want me to have my main that I've been playing with for about 30 years, man. See, Dre, I knew you was my dog. I knew you was my dog. Man, thank you, Dre. You hold me down, baby. He said Cammy is gonna be worse than Kim. Yeah, she is. Yeah, man, Cammy is gonna be a headache, bruh. I can't wait. Yeah, man, Cammy is going to be absolutely worse than Kim. Without the traps, without all of that, like just her being her. And she's absolutely going to be the fastest character. Like, she's absolutely going to be the fastest character. Her speed, her pressure, them jabs gonna be jabbing. Woo! And I'll be able to catch. Man, we up here talking about drive rushing, all. Just saying. Whoa, man, y'all don't understand. The Cammy and Chun are marketing characters who are going to go down and are marketing characters who are going to draw in the player base. Oh, 100%. I mean, to be completely honest, you see Ryu and Ken, you know what time it is. But absolutely Cammy and Chun-Li too. But I think it's a combination of like a whole lot of different characters. Cause I know people are gonna absolutely lose their shit when when he gets revealed. People are gonna lose their mind when Akuma gets dropped. And I ain't even gonna front. Like, even if I don't play Akuma, I am extremely interested to see how Akuma works in this system. Oh man, Akuma is going to be a terror too. Oh, you thought we saw some crazy things with Ken? And mind you, I think Ryu is actually better than Ken, and so far from what I've seen in this beta. But Ken has done more crazy things. Like Ken, he just all over the place. Wait till we see Akuma. A Shoto that is literally based to be all offensive. Glass cannon. lowest health in the game, but he will fuck you up before you kill him. I want to see how he works. Because people love Akuma too. People absolutely love, like, I mean, once people get the word that Akuma gonna be in the game, man, people gonna be losing it, bro. The Akuma will be the most played character. I'm thinking that too. Yeah, I'm thinking Akuma's gonna be the most played character also. Like he's different. He's different. Like on a level of popularity, like people love Akuma, man. People love Akuma. Like we were talking about the cool factor of characters earlier. Akuma is absolutely one of the coolest fighting game characters ever made. Not even close. He is absolutely up there. One of the coolest fighting game characters ever made. May even go as far as to say one of the coolest video game characters ever made. That originated in video games. Said me too. Ryu is a tank. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, man. Like it was a lot easier for me to fight Ken than to fight Ryu. Like Ryu, man. Ooh, that dude hit like a truck, bruh. He hit like a truck, bruh. See, like Ken, he gives you a lot of opportunities. He gives you a lot of opportunities to, find the holes in this game. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Do y'all think they'll put Dark Ryu? I don't think we're gonna see Evil Ryu. I don't think we're going to, because a whole lot of the aspects of his character, like Ryu has an install. Yeah. Ryu has an install that kind of gives you some of the components that Evil Ryu already has. You know what I'm saying? Like electrifying his attacks and things like that. I already think that. I think to the point story-wise, I think they're kind of like they're finding a way like around including Evil Ryu in the storyline by saying that he's finally mastered that power. Yeah, he's past the evil state. Yeah, like it's now like he can harness that into his own character, his own regular character. So nah, I wouldn't see that. I wouldn't see that. I think it would be a waste of a character slot at this point. Ryu is already crazy enough. Ryu is he's not just vanilla Ryu no more. Like he got tools. He got tools out here. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like he's better than Ken. Like people played Ken more. Like, which I thought it was a trip. Maybe it was because Ken was the he's recency bias. He was the most recently revealed, but I expected more. I expected to face more Ryus than Ken, and it was the reverse. You know what I'm saying? But Ryu's actually better. Yeah. Say he's on his master level now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's on his master's level. Yeah, I think they have more plans with the roster than just to include a guy who would just for the most part be a palette swap. I think they have bigger plans. And I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it fleshed out. You know what I'm saying? When they add Bison, you know what I'm saying? When they add Akuma, when they add Rolento, you know what I'm saying? When they add Bison, you know what I'm saying? When they add Vega, when they add Sagat, when they add Bison, when they add who else? Fei Long. When they add Bison, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. He said, so is Sim, man. Yo, man. Yo, man. We ain't gonna be talking about Sim no more, man. We ain't gonna be talking about him no more. We don't be talking about Sim no more, man. We had enough of that. We had enough of that. We ain't talking about him right now. We talk about Cammy. We talking about Cammy and how great she gonna be. We don't be needing to talk about no Sim. We don't need to talk about him. But yeah, man, I don't think we're gonna be seeing no evil Ryu, no Dark Ken. I think a whole lot of, I think we're gonna be seeing a whole lot of Shin Akuma, even in Akuma's moveset. What they're doing in Street Fighter 6 is consolidating all of the broken, busted shit that people had in the previous games and throwing them all in the characters, just saying, yo, go wild, be creative. Play with it. I'm on board with that. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I think we might actually get an iteration of Bison that'll have a projectile and the Psycho Crusher, son. I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible. Give him the teleport, the Psycho Crusher, and the Fireball. All in one wop. All in one Bison platter. Matter of fact, we can talk about anybody except Sim. We can talk about anybody except Sim because in all legitimacy, Sim does scare me. Sim does scare me. He does. He does, man. I was looking at that preview, man. I was looking. I was like, yo, man, why does he have all of this? Why does he have all of this? Well, he don't need it. He don't need all this. Like, he was already nice. I ain't get it. Said Problem X will be dummy hype. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think Bison gonna be a terror, man. I think he gonna be a terror. I'm here for it. Bison is the only chance to get me off Cammy. If Bison pull up, alright, cool. Might have to put Killer Cam pull a Cam on. Might just have to sit her down for a minute. Bring the dictator in. You know what I'm saying, for a round or two. But until that happens, y'all gonna have to deal with cannon spike, cannon drill, the knuckles from everywhere, getting jabbed 85 times in 2 seconds. Y'all gonna have to deal with all that there. To embrace the yoga, I will never, sir. I will never do it. Won't happen. Won't happen. I don't know why he embraced it so much. It don't even make sense to me. Said Bison pull up, I need Nash to pull up. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Hey, man, I say include as many people as possible. Include as many characters as humanly possible. Cut down on the palette swaps. We don't need none of that. No evil Ryus. We don't need that. Like, they're baked in the Ryu now. We don't need no Shin Akuma or anything like that. Man. All new characters, all whoever. Whoever, bring them all though. Rashid is gonna be crazy. Rashid is gonna be crazy. Like Rashid, obviously he's gonna be DLC season 1 with Akuma, but man, Rashid is gonna be nuts. Said, what about Bison being in the game and a new young character who has a different variation of the psycho power abilities? Oh yeah, that's already Ed. Yeah, Ed and Falk already are kind of, they already kind of filled that void. And the dude with the suit and the cane, the dude with the pastel suit and the cane, JP, he's got psycho powers too. So we gonna see what all of them hit for. We gonna see what all of them hit for. But ain't none of them Bison. Nah, there would never be Bison. Says Dowson really that much of a problem? Man, he looks like it. I mean, I have not played the game, and more so than that, I have not experienced anybody who would be that much of a scumbag in a just a horrible human being to pick him against me. I have not experienced any such person who would do that, who would pick such a character. You know what I'm saying? I've not experienced it yet, but from the looks of what they displayed in that trailer, it looks, you know, he looks pretty scary. He looks pretty scary. That Rashid scares me. Rashid is scary. Rashid is scary. Somebody who knows what they're doing with him, man. That's pressure. Pressure. Yeah, man. Did you ever play like the palette swap? Did you like the palette swap for Ultimate Marvel 3 with Rashid in it? He said, I'm about to be scummy, man. Oh, man. Man, I am not looking forward to dealing with him. Man, I mean, it's fitting. Like, we're both going to be maining characters that, you know, that the other one has a hatred for. But good God, man. I always hated fighting. And now he looks like the worst iteration. He looks like the most rage-inducing iteration of Dowson to date. He looks like the most cheesy, scummy, scum of the earth. I swear, every time I beat Dowson, I'm gonna be yelling at the character on the ground like he owed me money. That's how I feel about it. Man, I wasn't even anticipating being on this long, man. I wasn't even anticipate being on this long, man. Man, this has turned into 2.5 hours. What we doing? What we doing? I came on here, I ain't had absolutely nothing to talk about, man. We done turned this into 2.5 hours a game, dog. Man, that's why I rocks with my peoples, dog. Rocks with my peoples. Y'all always give me a show even when I ain't got one. I came on here, I thought I was gonna talk about the state of fighting games for maybe about half hour, 45 minutes, hour tops. Man, we've been kicking it forever. Man, much love to y'all, man. Much love to y'all, man. Even if you do plan on maintenance sim. You know what I'm saying? Even if. Said good content. Yo, man, God bless you, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Like, ain't known you long, Chuck, man, but man, you always been solid, man. Like, man, I can tell, like, just from hearing you talk, man. I can tell, man, like, you 10 toes in this, man. You 10 toes in this, dog. I love that, man. People that are, you know, that share my passion for fighting games, man. In any capacity, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad I had the chance to meet you You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I've had a chance to actually kick it with Dre. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause every time Dre was on DNF, I was never able to make the lobby. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always a time we was never in the same room, man. I had to kick it with both y'all brothers, man. Yeah, man. It's definitely been a pleasure meeting y'all, man. Definitely look forward to meeting other people in the community too, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. As a matter of fact, I'm up here, you know, singing the man's praises. Hit up the Plus on Block podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? Look up Plus on Block, or you know what I'm saying, Chuck, if you want to plug the link to your channel, by all means. I'm not sure how YouTube works yet, like that. But if you want to plug the link to your show, man, more and more of this good conversation takes place over there. You know what I'm saying? They get busy doing the loads of work over there. You know what I'm saying? So shoot them a sub, man. You know what I'm saying? The FGC tide lifts all boats, baby. When one grows, we all grow, baby. But yeah, Chuck, when you get a chance, man, throw your link up in there. Say, you always invited? Oh, man, that's what's up then. That's what's up. We'll set that up. We'll set that up. Yeah, man, we'll set that up for show. You know what I'm saying? I like the vibe y'all got. You know what I'm saying? I love the vibe y'all got, man. I appreciate the vibe of the spaces. You know what I'm saying? Because I had never actually sat down and listened to a Twitter space ever. Like that was the very first Twitter space I ever listened to, because my perception in my head that I have of Twitter spaces, it's not as civil, it's not as logical, it's not as coherent. It's a bunch of bullshit. That like every single time people talk to me about Twitter spaces, they were telling me about how stupid they were. So like when I heard that you were doing one, I was like, all right, cool. Pull up for Chuck. They kicking it about Street Fighter 6 with him. I'm in here. Street Fighter 6 conversation. Man, I got in there, man. I sat through the whole joint, man. So I appreciate you giving me a good impression of Twitter spaces, bro. Cause golly, my impression of them before, and Twitter spaces, man, at least in the gaming sphere, Twitter spaces in the gaming sphere, man, people don't know how to act. Bro. I think that was Twitter space about, yeah, it was. So I'm not with all that drama. Yeah, man, I could tell. You ain't even gotta say it. I can tell. I can read it. You know what I'm saying? I can read it. Yeah, man. That's why I appreciated it, man. Like, everybody in there, man, was having really cool conversation, man. Really cool discourse, man. Sat down there and listened to the whole thing. I don't know how long it was, but a lot of the time I was doing other things, just had it on in the background. You know what I'm saying? Dre had me dying. You know what I'm saying? Dre had me dying talking about his Kona experience, man. He got PTSD from the Kona, man. Had me dying. But yeah, man, it was a dope spaces, man. I know that if certain people are doing the spaces, man, it might be cool for me to, you know, pop my head in there. So, man, I appreciate y'all doing that for your boy. But yeah, man, Dre had me dying, man, talking about the corner, bruh. Like, man, he gonna avoid the corner in every single game he play from here on out. He is never gonna be in the corner ever. He could be playing God of War. He gonna be playing God of War next month. He was like, oh, the corner? Nope, I ain't going there. Nope. Kimberly was great. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, man, you pushed her to the limit. You made me work for every one of them joints. You made me work for every one of them joints, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Your jury is crazy. Like I thought jury was your main. I thought jury was your main by the way you played her. Cause it seemed like you had everything figured out. And I know it's like you didn't have a beta the whole time. So I figured you just walked in and just got the character that you identified with. You know what I'm saying? So that's fly. That's fly. In all seriousness, man, I'm looking forward to playing your sim now. I want to see what that's hitting for. I want to see what your best is. Yeah, I want to see what your best is. But yeah, man, Dre had me dying talking about that corner, man. Like, man, Dre don't even go in the corners when he play Call of Duty no more. He ain't even camping out. Like Dre was camping out in Call of Duty, man. Nah, Dre out here in the field. Dre got his head on 360 swivel out here, man, just because he trying to stay out them corners. He fighting the corners and his opponents. Oh, okay, you played her in 4. Okay, it makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so a lot of that just, a lot of that just came back. Yeah, a lot of that just came back. I feel it. That's basically how I am with Bison and Cammy. That's basically how I am, man. Like, played the character so long, man, that, it's like riding a bike. He said, don't do that. Nah, I ain't gonna put you out there as Camp Pendleton, Dre. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that, man. I ain't gonna do that to you. But yeah, man, I'm probably gonna get ready to get up out of here. Probably gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I don't want to hold everybody up too long, man. I ain't got no game to play tonight, cause I got things to do behind the scenes to kind of make sure everything is right going forward with the channel. But I appreciate everybody that pulled up, man. Man, as always, man, I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't know, my schedule is usually like Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 on the West, 8:30 on the East. If you haven't done so already, follow your boy on the social medias. That's official Jedi. That's official JETTEYE. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and everywhere else for the most part. It's gonna be on Street Fighter as well. You know what I'm saying? My CFN official Jedi as well. So follow the Plus on Block podcast. You know what I'm saying? My dog Up Chuck, Dreology over there doing the Lord's work, doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? We gonna set that up too. You know what I'm saying? For your boy, you know what I'm saying? Make an appearance over there. Pop my head in. See, I'm still snapping at Cod. Said that damn Kimberly. Hey man. Wait till you see Cammy, dog. And be sure to follow my dog Ant, official Trap House Gamers too. You know what I'm saying? They do the thing. They doing their thing over on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? They still he be throwing the shorts up on YouTube too over here. He be throwing the shorts up, but he mainly over on Twitch. So follow him up if you're on Twitch at official Trap House Gamers. You know what I'm saying? And dog, post a link up in there. You know what I'm saying? If you need to. Dre, be sure plug whatever you want to plug. This is the time in the stream where I'm just gonna let everybody, you know what I'm saying, plug whatever they gotta plug. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get up out of here. My brother Sin, as always, you know what I'm saying, not only, man, my dog Sin, man, he look out, man. Too many ways to even name. Quantum, appreciate you holding it down on the mod status all the time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bats, you know what I'm saying? My number one sparring partner out here. You know what I'm saying? He also be doing his thing over on Twitch and YouTube, actually. You know, like he actually does both. If he's in here, he can paste his link too. You know what I'm saying? But he was Prime House earlier. But yeah, if anybody wanna paste something, plug something, throw it in there now for the next, you know what I'm saying, minute or so. I'm gonna be running my damn mouth, you know what I'm saying, to let everything kind of, you know, just kind of let everything just you know, populate up there. So if anybody got anything they wanna put the people up on that they may see later on, by all means, please do. But other than that, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Look forward to some shorts. Look forward to some videos. I'm gonna be uploading my sets that I had, you know, with various people over the course of the beta. The set of matches that I had with Upchuck, the set of matches that I had with, you know, with Dre, with Agent, with Bats, with Raptor. You know what I'm saying? Raptor, he was actually the Ryu player. Yeah, Raptor is actually the Ryu player that convinced me that Ryu was better than Ken. Absolutely convinced me that Ryu was better than Ken. But okay, yeah, for sure. You could also do that. Just click the man's name. That is true. That is true, man. If anybody else wants to plug anything, you can. But we're gonna get ready to break out of here. Stay tuned. I'll be uploading shorts. I'll be uploading videos on this joint. And I'll see y'all for a stream next Tuesday. Maybe sooner. You know what I'm saying? Because I had fun doing this, kicking it with y'all. But if not, I'll definitely be back Tuesday, 5:30 on the West, 8:30 on the East. Till then, take care of yourselves and each other. I'm out. Peace.